Live from the 5 Eyewitness News Studios, it's Twin Cities Live.
Welcome back to Twin Cities Live. Sake, the traditional alcoholic beverage, contrary to popular belief, it is not a rice wine, if you can believe it. It's actually a malted rice beverage. I never knew that.
I did not know that.
Up until this very moment, I did not know that. But sake is popping up all over town. And you might not know this either, that the first sake brewery outside of Japan is actually located right here in the Twin Cities.
We're learning at an incredible pace today. The brewery is called Moto-i, and here to share his experience on sake is the owner of Moto-i, Blake Richardson. Hi, how are you?
Welcome.
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So how does a guy in Minnesota become an expert in sake?
A lot of trips to Japan and formal classwork.
Really?
Yeah.
Classes?
Yes.
In sake?
What are the
Yes.
quizzes like?
Part of them are fun, where you get to sample, and the rest is, text-based essays and whatnot, blind tastings.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
at what point is, when you're a teenager, you think, I want to become, an expert in this?
Right. Well, the day I turned 21, I thought that. So.
In wine, we know it's called a sommelier. They wear the little cup around their neck and all that.
Right.
What's it called with sake?
I don't think there's a formal designation as of yet, and certainly one not in English. So you can just call me sake know-it-all or something like that.
Yeah, I like that one. I can remember how to say that one too.
Sure.
So you own Moto-i, the only brewery outside of Japan?
It's the first sake brew pub outside of Japan.
Got it.
So where the restaurant also has a brewery.
There's a look at it, and the snowstorm
Must have been
really
taken
makes
today.
you want to have some sake. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right.
Well, you're going to walk us through 3 that you brew right there, 3 different types.
Yes.
And what is the first one? I am going to let you pronounce every single one of these out of no, disrespect. I just want them to be said right.
Sure. Well, the first one is the Junmai Nama Genshu,
See?
which is
One of my favorites.
the
Really?
driest of all, and it also has a prominent acidity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got to jump in and ask you something because I touched the bottles, and I think maybe it's a misconception because I misconceived it, that it's supposed to be warm. I've only had it warm.
That's the only
Sure,
way I've ever had it
sure.
too, and I didn't like it because it was warm.
In a very general sense, the highest grade sake is typically served cold, and very low grade sake is typically served warm.
We were drinking
We were
junk.
the cheap
We
stuff.
were
It's like the
drinking
Phillips. Okay, can I try this? What should I be noting when I'm trying this?
The biggest thing you would note is the dryness and the alcohol level. Genshu means that it's cask condition, or cask strength rather, and it's about 18.5% alcohol.
Anybody
But
at
notice
home
the
remember
dryness of it?
yesterday where she had
Yes.
the Jello with the gin in it? Sounds like a theme here. Let me smell it. I'll smell it.
You know what though? It's really strong. So how do you drink it? Do you sip it? Just little
Sip
sips?
it, yeah. Drink sake like wine.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. And that's
Just like
definitely
wine.
the strongest of the 3.
What
Yep.
would you serve this with? I know you serve both types of foods right over at Moto-i, American and Japanese.
Predominantly Asian food, inspired by Japanese small plate izakaya bar food, if you will.
Oh, I like that. So
Yeah.
what would you serve with
So
this
a
type?
dry sake like this, you'd want to serve it with something that's got a sweetness to it, like our wings have a sweet glaze. And an American version of something that you would serve it with would be like the cedar plank salmon over there.
Okay.
A nice oily fish.
Because I think a lot of people think they don't go out and get sake because they think you have to have some kind of a Japanese feast.
Right.
But you don't believe that's the case, right?
Definitely not. The flavor components in sake are about 400, and in wine there's only 200. So the expansion and diversity of flavors in sake is immense.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to this one. What is
Sure.
the name of this sake?
This is the Junmai Nama Nagori. This is a cloudy sake.
The Jumanama Nagori.
It's loosely pressed, and that it means that some of the rice lees during pressing is allowed to get through to the sake.
So if somebody says there's something floating in my drink, that's okay.
You say that was Jumanama
a lot
Nagori.
of things floating in your drink in that case.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And what should I be noting when I'm trying this one?
Very later texture. It's mildly dry, and kind of has a nice little hit of alcohol at the back end.
I like that one. That one tastes a lot like a really strong wine. There's some a floral sense, is that
Sure,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like
Very
that
nice.
one. That tastes really good.
You're almost
proud
an
of me?
expert. Yes,
I'm almost
absolutely.
a sake know-it-all, as you
That's
said.
right, that's
And what would
right.
you serve this one with?
This one goes really well with our donuts. The slight oilness of the donuts and the sweetness. I think that matches up real well.
Wait, I cannot have.
You can't not do
Yeah,
it.
come on. I got to pair it.
Go ahead. She's pairing. And making crumbs,
Good pairing.
Absolutely.
Really?
You need this at the state fair.
It's a good
That's
idea.
what I think, yeah. You need
like
to open
it.
a booth.
What's next, Sake Master?
Okay, Junmai Nama. This is probably our lightest in overall flavor,
And the shortest name?
and the shortest name, yeah. And it's light and pillowy, very fresh, and it goes well with lighter foods such as the crab salad that we have.
So define pillowy.
Take a sip and think of that word, and then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Really?
Okay,
Yeah.
it's nap time.
Yeah.
Think pillows. Go ahead.
Because you're working,
It's gonna be
you would be
nap
trying
time.
this, but
Have
you got to
another
go.
one.
You got to go report later, right?
But
So,
it's soft. Pillowy meaning just very soft and gentle.
oh, I do like this one as well because this one is the weakest. What I would, say is the weakest
Pillowy.
of the three.
It's pillowy.
It's pillowy.
It's a pillowy one.
It's actually got the
I
same
like that.
alcohol as this one. It's just that the way we made it really dumbs down the alcohol strength.
This would be dangerous then because
Yes,
it does
very.
not taste like you're drinking alcohol. So
Yes.
really, with any seafood for this one.
Exactly. You want something light, like sashimi or the crab salad that we have. Yes, lighter foods to match with a lighter, pillowy sake.
So when you opened up a sake brewery pub here in Minnesota, what was the response?
Very good. It was outstanding. I mean, I knew people drank sake in Minnesota, especially Minneapolis, and especially in Uptown. So it wasn't too far of a stretch in my mind to think that they would adopt this as something they would drink on a regular basis.
I think it's cool. It's
Sake
really
Master, what sake would you pair with walleye? Sake Master.
Depends on how you're preparing it. Let's say it's smoked or it's grilled. I would definitely go with the genshu.
The Genshu.
Yes.
Thank you, Sake Master.
That's for a
Absolutely.
good Minnesota sake. Thank you very much. Pleasure having you here.
Thanks for having me.
You can
How was that?
actually
You
try
like
some.
that?
I like
Yeah,
it.
okay.
I've changed my mind. I didn't like it before this, but cold sake I can do. I like it. You can try some sake of your own at the Minnesota Monthly's Food and Wine Experience this weekend at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Cleanse your palate with some fine wines or taste some specialty beers while you're there. We have more on the Food and Wine Experience coming up a little bit later too on the show.
Minnesota Monthly Food and Wine Experience.
Yes, if you want a place where you can sample some fine wines, specialty beers, and gourmet cuisine all in one spot, well, this is the place you got to go to. It's the perfect way to treat your palate. With over 200 companies showcasing samples from across the Midwest, there will be something for pretty much everyone to enjoy. So head down to the Minneapolis Convention Center this weekend, but keep in mind, the only tickets left are for Sunday, so you better hurry up.
And I've never gone, but everybody who goes to that loves it.
Yes.
They come away with so many great ideas of places to go.